I grew up around this area, I grew up in the estate, and this has been derelict my entire life. The piece of land's just gone to waste, and over lockdown, the start of lockdown, I just started inquiring about who owned it and what the plans and things were for it, because I've done volunteer work for other organisations in the past, and there's nothing in Newtownards like it, like parks or voluntary opportunities or horticultural things or anything like that. It used to be kept relatively well cut down when I was a kid, but over the last number of years it's just been left to sort of rewild. So what I would like to do with it is turn it into essentially a public park with community volunteering opportunities and crafts and things like that, like vegetable growing, flower growing, and basically offer services, classes and stuff as well, but services to people who couldn't necessarily afford to go to the more expensive ones. If you come along and you're a volunteer, then you'd have access to all these things for either cost price or nothing if possible. Over the last year I've got scale drawings of the site and the sort of things I'd like to be included, which are like a fruit orchard and vegetable growing spaces and a cut flower garden, and then a massive lawn with all the sort of wildlife friendly planting and picnic tables and things like that. So basically you can come along, just sit about, or you can come along and get involved. You know, you're not obliged to do anything. Land that's owned by government departments can be leased for community purposes. If the particular department in question, in which case this is owned by the DFI Road Service, aren't in the position or don't want to lease the land, you need to then have another government department or council willing to act as a sponsor body to basically vouch for you. So the land would therefore, say for instance it was the council, the land would be transferred to the council and they would then lease the land for community purposes. And it basically means that there's more community run spaces which they don't have any responsibility of looking after and maintaining. So for me, I just think it's a win-win all round. As I said, I've been going on to this for about a year, so I've consulted with the major stakeholders in the area. So the Glenmore Community Development Association, the Glen Community Church, there's Londonderry Primary School, the Bees Knees Nursery, Glenford Nursery. So I've consulted with all of them, and there's a lot of support even in the wider schools across the town. I've got a rep from basically each school that's like, keep me informed, we'd love to bring the kids down for educational programmes and things like that. So, you know, it has a great deal of support. Our pilot project is a small woodland site across the street, and that's just to sort of show what we can do. You know, few people, no money at the minute, and just tidy it up. So the neighbours have been coming over and saying thank you over the last couple of months. There's a lady that lives just on the corner, and she said, you know, I never used this before, and I walk my dog here every day now and he loves it. The kids have started playing in it. There was a lot of antisocial behaviour before, and that's why we started it, because community police approached me, and they have had 0 reports since we've started clearing it out. Yeah, just make it a usable space. So we're hoping to turn it into, that's more of the kids section, like a play area, but with proper woodland planting and wildlife habitats, bird houses, things like that, but things that the kids can make themselves, like crafts and rock painting and things like that. So just so it's like, basically they take ownership and it's their spot. So yeah, it should come together.